Online Horse Agility, January 2012. Hertha James and Boots.
Good morning, I'm Hertha James. Good morning, I'm Hertha James, number 7291111, and this is Boots, number BO726, and we're in the first level class.
Our first obstacle is to go and stand on the tarp, both of us together on the tarp, for 10 seconds. Get a click and a treat for stepping onto the tarp so nicely. And then we're off to the second. Could have been only 5 seconds on the tarp, I can't remember. And we're off to the second obstacle, which is to back through these rails on the ground. She hasn't come through quite far enough, so ask her to come through another step. And the back through has to be just touching the horse on the chest. I think I would have been better going through the rails with her rather than trying to walk on the outside of the rail. It was an option to do either. And you can see she swung over and knocked the rail there twice, so she lost 2 marks on that obstacle. Next obstacle is to park your horse in front of a 6-foot space. Ask it to stay there. And I think this might have been 10 seconds. So ask it to wait there parked. Then invite the horse to come through to you. She did that very nicely. Next obstacle is to walk all 4 feet over a rail on the ground, halt, and then ask the horse to back all 4 feet over. She knocked it there with her hind feet, so she lost a couple of marks for that. Boots doesn't find this easy, so she got a click and a treat for doing that. Sorry about that horrible wind noise. Next obstacle is to go and pick up a flag. This is a flag of green Dalmatia. You can't really see it, but it's covered with green polka dots. Lay the flag on and then walk at least 5 meters. That's a neighbor's dog barking. We have a truck yard next door, so it's a bit tricky to film over this side of our property. Take the flag off. The next obstacle is to weave a series of 6 markers at the jog, and both the handler and the horse have to pass between the markers. It took me a long time to establish the right energy level to get her to come with me without rushing ahead. And that goes straight into the jump. And I didn't raise my energy level enough, so she just trotted over the jump rather than jumping. So she lost a mark there. But she got full marks for the weaving, which was great. The next obstacle is the S-bend. Just ask her to halt there on the approach to the S-bend, get myself organized, and then ask her to follow me single file, Indian file, through the S-bend. The trick is to step really well into the corners. She learned this with a raised S-bend, so she learned the pattern, and then she knew what it was when I put them flat on the ground. And number 9 obstacle is to stand the front feet in a hula hoop. And the person, the handler, goes to stand in another hula hoop at the end of the rope and stands for 10 seconds. I thought I'd do 5 seconds facing one way, 5 seconds facing the other way, so the horse didn't imagine that just because I moved, it was allowed to move. So that was a good 10 seconds. And the last obstacle is to pick up all 4 feet with the horse still standing, front feet in the hula hoop. I lost a mark here for letting the rope drag on the ground because it could be tripped over. This is a habit I formed through Pirelli because Pirelli teaches to leave the rope on the ground as much as possible so that the horse is learning to do things with body language. So it's just a little habit that I've sort of built into my work, to leave the rope on the ground as much as possible so I'm not influencing the horse's head. We lost a mark for doing that. You can see she's not totally relaxed there. She was quite tense with that little obstacle. But a good job overall. And just our little chance to say thank you to the Online Horse Agility Club for giving us this opportunity. www.safehorse.info. Filmed by Bridget Evans, January 2012, Wairarapa, New Zealand, all rights reserved.